Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. It's June 30th. Wow, wow, wow. That is right there in the middle of the month, and we're starting July 1st. Canada celebrates July 1st. America celebrates July 4th. So we kind of just take the whole weekend here in Canada. And we work today. Some people work today. Some people just take the whole long weekend. It's going to be a good celebration. You know, it's always fireworks. Who doesn't love fireworks, fire pits, and s'mores, right? So, barbecue time, and we have Gabby Daughtrey in the house today. Your host today, the person asking the questions, Claudia Work is from Canada, and our presenter, our wonderful and amazing mentor, Gabriela Daughtrey, all the way from San Diego, California. And the topic today is resilience against all odds, resilience in times where sometimes you just, they teach you, especially in network marketing. We're going to do a few, not only about network marketing, but about life, that you are going up the hill. I remember when they taught me about network marketing, and this is the way they describe it. At the beginning, network marketing is like you are pushing the cart going up the hill. And if you don't give up, like the song, if you don't give up and you push that cart, there's a moment where you reach the top and then it's downhill from there. And so that's if you feel like the person pushing the car up the mountain. I know some of you do, some of you are my team members. So sometimes I'm just going to mention one, but I'm proud of her, which is Rita. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm doing everything and it doesn't seem like they're paying attention, but they are, Rita. Trust me, and Gabriela's going to talk about that. So I put Rita on the spot because she is doing amazing. And I just go like, you can push that cart. Don't worry, it's going to be there. And then it's going to feel downhill from there. So let's start. I'm going to actually spotlight myself and Gabby. But first, I'm going to let Gabby say hi to everyone while I organize here the spotlights. Gabby, go ahead.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you for everyone for being here and taking the time. I am here living in sunny San Diego. We have a beautiful day. It's probably going to be a hot one. So let's start.
All right. So let me add myself here so we can talk. So I have a few questions, but guess what? The audience gets to ask a few questions as well. And so some of the things about resilience, I know Gabriela, she's my upline, she's my mentor, and she really is one of my best friends. We laugh, sometimes we cry, believe it or not, but most of the time we are laughing and planning and strategizing and just talking about all the plans and things that we want to do and ideas. We are women of ideas, and it's all about. So you have been an amazing support system to us, and especially to your husband Dave, right? It's people think, what does Gabby do? What does Gabby do? What has Gabby done? So and people think it's easy. Like I said at the beginning, people think that Dave and you kind of like one day woke up and things were done for you, and they weren't. They forget, and we forget that the 27 years have taken a lot of resilience. So what is your your lesson, your biggest lesson that you have learned about building to the top? Because sorry, for those of you that don't know, Dave and Gabriela are at the top of For Life Research leaders. But not only that, they're at the top of, if we put a lot of the companies of network marketing, they would be at the top of many, many, many network marketing companies. So what does it take to get to the top, Gabby?
Claudia, every gold and platinum builds differently. Dave and I have been in For Life for almost 3 decades. Was it 3 decades? Yeah, almost. We've seen the behind the scenes in the gold and platinums that we have now, even the ones that are not in our downline. And we have also been a part of their story, which is great because we've been there through their resilience. We've been through the ups and downs of their business. We've been there when they wanted to give up. we've been there when they celebrated their achievements of becoming a gold or a platinum. Resilience it's kind of a new word for me the past 6 years. But it is a very, very important word, just like most of the words that affect your life and in this business. And you will have setbacks. You will have people that say, I'm not interested, because it happens to Dave and I, you know? We believe in this company so much that we've taken our earnings from day one and invested it in taking product to many countries. We did it for New Zealand, we did it for the Dominican, we did it for Colombia, we did it with Asia, we did it with many of the countries that now have a corporate presence. So if anything, we have put a lot of our money and investment of time and effort in believing that our affiliates that start in those markets will eventually be a gold and a platinum. So yes, we love this company so much that we have opened LP centers. And in a lot of these, you know, some of the people that, let's say in Africa, that's emerging market, right? Or emerging market. So we've put our money there to invest in the people there. So yes, we support our affiliates. We believe in our affiliates. And I think that all it takes is for them to take it to other people. And simply by just saying, I take this product because, and fill in the blank. Or, you know, this product is such a unique product. It does this. And you don't have to go on and on and on and on for 30 minutes about it. Just give them your testimony from the heart, and believe me, people will listen. And also use your app to send them information. Okay, and then follow up. If you happen to be able to invest in samples and you know that that person is really interested, then invest in that person as well. That $2 sample that we have, I don't have any here. That $2 sample of your Ghost Sticks or your Rio Vida, you know, it can give you a new distributor or affiliate or customer.
I want to go deeper in that question. And you said we invest in our people, we believe in our people, we have taken time, effort, and money to invest in not only a person but a country, because we believe that they can become a gold or platinum. What do you think it's the biggest setback? When I always say that you and Dave are scouts, like it's almost like you know that person could do it. And where does the setback happen between the Dave and Gabby believe in that person, they invest in that person, and then nothing happens? Where is the where does it break? the you know, the from A to Z. What happened to that person? Where did that person lose belief?
Everyone has a different story. Everyone has a different circumstance. So, some people, and I can tell you, one of our platinum elites, he went through a divorce, and he just, you know, when you go through something, to me, divorce is a very traumatic event in your life, because your whole perspective of who you are kind of changes, especially if your ex doesn't like you anymore and says all kinds of stuff. But maybe there's a death in the family. Maybe you just can't afford the product anymore. But that doesn't mean that it stops there. You just have to keep that love and friendship going, you know. You have to just give them time to think, give them let's say a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever it takes until they're ready. And a lot of times, gosh, there's a lot of stories going through my head right now. A lot of situations that we have. We had, just there's so many stories to share, but
Sure one. Which one is, I was gonna say, there's gotta be so many stories, 27 years of experience, over 200 millionaires, over 100 countries visited. Like, that's a lot of history, Gabby, with for life. So I was gonna ask you, that was one of the questions, which is, what is one of the stories that has touched your heart the most?
well, a lot of them are. But let's say, you all know the story of Juan Rosado, right? He basically started from a little shack, being a security guard for cars, parking cars, and making sure nobody vandalized them or stole anything from them. But he was one that, he's an amazing person as it is, and he wasn't the, how can I say, the suave, easy to talk about for life person in the beginning. Okay, he he had a dream, and he would practice that dream. Okay, he would say, I'm not going to be in this shack for the rest of my life parking cars. Okay, he had books he would read when he wasn't parking cars. He had pictures, which is very important to have visuals of where you want to go in your life. Okay, because that is going to motivate you. At least it motivates me, it motivates Dave. That's, your wish list. What do you want out of life? When people say, no, I'm not interested, and then you go home and say, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make it in this business. You have that. And that's why we encourage having a, what do you call it, a wish book, or just writing down your goals for the year. So you have those goals to say, this is what I want in life. And you're going to find that most successful people do that. Okay, success in whatever you want to do. Okay, you want to be the better cook, you want to be a doctor, you want to be an attorney, you want to be whatever. Okay, people write down their goals because that's your roadmap. Okay, but Juan, he did that. Okay, and along came Dave and Arminio to present him this for life opportunity, and basically they made Puerto Rico all for life. And obviously Dave in the beginning would go there every month, because Dave was their support line. He was their communication to the company because they didn't speak English. And at that time, Kevin was working as a rep. So Kevin would, be the rep and, place orders, because back then we don't have what we have now either. So they went through a lot of resilience. We didn't have any of the tools like the app or anything that we have now. So Dave was basically the translator, and they basically shipped product to the Dominican and to Puerto Rico to set up, LP centers before the company went in personally and established a office. So, yes, it takes investment, but that's why we don't do it anymore because it's rather expensive. So use the 25 offices you have now. And it works great. It works great. But Juan is a great example of the ups and downs in this business. And, if you don't know about Juan, read his story, look him up. He's such an amazing leader, and he builds amazing leaders. And we're so happy for him. I mean, he's basically a multimillionaire now. And he has books, and I think there was even a movie that was going to be made. I'm not sure if they
Yes.
finished it, but yeah, him and his wife, they're a powerhouse of mentorship, you know. So
But
there's a lot to, I'm
and
sorry.
that's the great, yeah, and that's the great part, Gabby, that all these millionaires would not be there if it were not for the belief of Dave and you when you saw them and said, I know that this person can do it. So there's two things. You believed in your brand, you believed in the company, and you believed that that person could do it. You're like the number one fan of your affiliate. Anybody that has been in Gabby's meetings, and we have a lot of new people here today, but it's almost like no matter how small you are, no matter in what country you are, no matter if you don't speak English and didn't do a degree, Gabby and Dave always believe that you are the next platinum elite. Always. And so
It's
where
true.
does that come from? Like you have built this company with we now have Bonnie Taylor and Michael help me with the other gentleman. Um
Rainier?
Rainier, sorry, thank you, Gabby. So Rainier and Dave and Bonnie Taylor, the first three, I don't know, horsemen of this movie, starts right. They start riding along, just talking to everybody. You had one product, the classic. You had one product. You had no app. You had no anything.
No product catalog.
You had a company that had no product catalog. You had a company that had 11 employees and a few more. You had the doctors, obviously, which were the ones that were building.
A few
How,
doctors, yeah.
how did you how did you maintain yourself the first 5 years? Because I want to make sure that everybody puts that into context, which is Ray Muir, Bonnie Taylor, Dave and Gabby, and obviously there are significant others of Ray Muir and Bonnie. And Rob Robertson, I have to leave, I can't leave behind Rob Robertson, of course, Dr. Rob, and obviously his son that is now a platinum. And like you had nothing, we have everything. And sometimes we're complaining, we're like spoiled children now, 27 years later, saying, but it's so difficult, but this doesn't work. And you had one product, no catalog, 12 employees. How did you do it? Take us back there, and tell us how you talked about this product.
Well, back then you had to learn what transfer factor is. You had to memorize it. And back then, obviously, we only had one product. What does it do? And it was more like an educational thing. You had to educate the person what transfer factor was. It's a molecule, helps your immune system. You don't want to use the terms like Dr. Townsend or Dr. Rob would use, because then you would confuse people. You don't want to confuse people, because then they're like, oh, this sounds fishy, this sounds made up. So you just simplify it. But we did have a, a like a it was like a 2-leaf newspaper that we would buy from the company, and it would have what transfer factor was. They wrote it out like a newspaper. It was like a little newspaper about that, and it was 2 leaves. And back then we had testimonies. We could share testimonies. So every month or every so often a new one would come out, and it would have a testimony from this person, a testimony from that person. So it would have product testimonies, and it would say who it was, and this is what transfer factor did for me. And everybody was eager to give their testimony, so it would appear in the paper that Poor Life would have for us to use. And yes, back then we didn't even have social media, so we couldn't get on there and say, oh, transfer factor did this for me. But when we did meet in house meetings for when we did do house meetings or attended meetings, we would all try to we would give our testimony, and we would each take turns in saying, I took this product and it took away my, in Dave's case, it took away his Crohn's. Somebody was talking about a rash they had. Somebody talked about their asthma, you know, everyone had something amazing happen to them. And you know what? Let me tell you, if you are in a room in your house or in someone's house, you can still do that. You can still share your testimonies because they're yours. That's your experience with the product. So do it.
Gabby, and I know that Dave has told us sometimes, I mean, we forget. And so I'm just trying to, again, talk about resilience. This is incredible. Dave talks sometimes about the fact that we did not have cell phones. So people forget that, right? We're in 2025. We do everything through a cell phone. We do like a PDF and send it to people. But Dave says that at that time, you have to remember we did everything by fax and phone calls were charged. So long distance calls were charged. And he does, I'm just going back, and again, for those that haven't heard the story, to the part where Dave was broke, and it was Gabby actually that, you know, had the income, the job. And so I'm just going to turn it to you as the wife, and the one that wasn't really going to do the business but was going to support the business and the man financially, emotionally. Everybody knows Dave. Everybody, you know, sees this, you know, poster child for life. And but at those times, um there was a lot of giving up, right? You tell me about, you know, times that Dave didn't wasn't with you in birthdays and Mother's Days. There's just so many days that he missed. And yes, we are selling the dream that, you know, it gives you time freedom, but to be at the top, sometimes you have to give up that time freedom, like I said, or like she said, in order to benefit the others. So if the heart is there, you're giving up almost everything, Gabby. And how does that feel for a mom of five? You're raising your children. Dave is gone. Money is short because everything you're giving away to open a new country, for Dave to travel every month to Puerto Rico to build Herminio and what is now the strongest line. And it's all with, okay, Dave, here's my credit card again. And so, how did that feel for you as that support person to be building what is now for life?
Well, you know, I guess I had to trust Dave. Okay, I had to trust him that he knew what he was doing in the beginning, because yes, we did have a line of credit that you know, we blew it all on one country to stock them with product. And I just had to trust that those people on the other end were going to be able to sell the product and, you know, do an LP center, which means that, you know, you report LP and then you pay for the product. And just make sure that that money got paid at the end of the month with for the credit card. But you really have to have a lot of faith, blind faith, in the people that you're helping on the other end, because you're just trusting that they're going to run a good business for you. And yes, it's like you invest in people you believe in. You invest in countries that, and you know, it's kind of one of those things that nobody knows the story behind, you know, the Colombia LP Center, the Peru LP Center. Most of the countries that are now corporate are because we funded that in the beginning. And in a way, it's like, wow, you know, we were part of that the story of most of the people that we've helped along the way that are now golds and platinums. And some of them don't even know we don't even know who Dave and I are, which is fine, you know. But just like David and Bianca, obviously we all know who David and Bianca are, but a lot of people don't. If we as affiliates don't share their story, those new people don't know the struggle that they went through in the beginning, David and Bianca, to, you know, like when they mortgaged their house Okay, I know that it was really, really difficult for David and Bianca to mortgage their house, put a second on their house, because they believed in the product. But not only that, they believed in us, that we were going to make up for that by talking about transfer factor and what it's so unique and so amazing that they gambled on us. So, I mean, to me, they had faith in us. So in turn, we have to have faith too. And I'm not saying go open an LP center. I'm saying just talk to people about the product. Just tell them what it's done for you. And they will remember, yeah, I had a friend that had asthma and took this product, or I had a friend that, had a rash and it took it away, or they had an ulcer, or they lost their vision. In my case, I was losing my eyesight, and the doctors couldn't do anything for me. The best doctors in La Jolla couldn't do anything for me. The Shiley Eye Institute couldn't fix my eyesight. And there was a professional top doctors in California. They said, I'm sorry, but we can't fix you. You're going to go blind probably. And oh my gosh, I took Vista and it gave me my eyesight back. And wow, that's why I love our company, because it has products that are amazing. They give you back what your health, your eyesight, your hearing, your gosh, nowadays, you're not going to share this recording, but now with all the stuff that we've encountered with C19, even all that, the cardio and the lung is so important. It is so important. Everyone should be taking it, because even if you didn't take that jab, you should take it. It's very important that we all take those products, all of them, but those two in particular, along with transfer factor. Okay, Claudia, what else do we have?
Very good. So I do have a few questions, but I'm going to actually invite so Avis, I don't want to answer that one live, because I do want to try and see if we can put the recording up. We'll see if we can share that after I stop the recording, which is what was happening to your eyes. So wait for that, Avis, at the end of the meeting. And the other ones are Rita and Krista, but I also think Gabby and I are going to we haven't done one in over, I think, 8 months or 7 months, which is the samples training. So Rita, I don't think you've seen that one. Krista, you're also fairly new. Gabby has the most fantastic training on how to give out samples, how to mark your brochures, your cards, your samples. It's a whole training. So we won't be able to do all that right now. It is on the YouTube. So there are some in the YouTube. So check the YouTube. Michael can help me post it on the chat. You can just mark I'll share it in our English group. Maybe Michael also has it handy, but if not, I'll find it. But I promise, because I did tell Gabby that we haven't done one in a while, and we just need it. In Spanish is the same thing. We need it over and over, which is how to do the QR, how to put the QR on the samples, how to give out the samples, how to pack the samples, and do samples really work? Things like that. So we'll do that talk in a whole talk. Let's just have a few more about resilience. So I do want some of the questions about resilience, and how did Dave and Gabby, out of nothing, build a multi-million empire? Because it's almost like, I would say, the Spanish line, what they call the Sen line, they like to say, oh, we are the biggest and fastest growing team. And they are in the industry. But a lot of people, like Gabi says, forget that actually it belongs to Dave. So, that is his one line. He has other lines. He has Africa and Brazil and where I belong, which is, Canada. So he has more lines. But that line, that specific line, which is the Spanish line, when they say they are the fastest and largest, fastest growing team, they are. They actually have like 85%. Sometimes we're in the Spanish meetings and Dave says, wow, all of you belong to me. They have over 2 million people affiliated in their team. That doesn't mean they're all placing orders. That just means that Dave and Gabby get a report and they have affiliated over 2 million people in their lifetime. And they've paid over, Michael helped me with that, over 2 billion in commissions just in Dave's team. If I'm correct, that's the last one Dave said. So when you have touched, and that's what Gabby's saying, when you have touched so many lives through talking and sharing, and have over 2 million already at some point said, I would like to try that product. I want to be part of that company. I want to make money like you. I want to be like you. That's a lot of influence. I don't even know how Gabby goes to sleep and says, I've touched over 2 million people influencing with what Dave and I have done. I think today she's doing it. She's like, that's a lot. Yes. I don't know if she goes every night thinking about the amount of people that they have actually touched and loved and changed. And that's why I wanted to bring this message, which is the message of thank you to Dave and Gabby and their children and their parents and brothers and everybody that has had to, sometimes I say, uh, suffer for not being in a birthday or missing something, right? Because Dave and Gabby were busy helping us, helping us. And so that's kind of where I want to take it. So if somebody else wants to ask her something, if not, I'm going to go to Michael. Do you have a question, and Judy, for Gabby? I'm going to go to the next one that I have, but I don't know if Michael can step in here. I'm just going to pull him up.
Gabby, thank you so much. It's amazing how you and Dave are so, with all that, the sheer number of people that you have influenced, how you maintain such a real, authentic and genuine relationship with everyone, and how you remember everyone, and how you just, it's Judy and I've known you for 10 years now, and we know it's sincere. It is the most sincere relationship. You two build real relationships, not only in the company, but in life. And that's what I think is so, that I admire so much about you. And how do you two keep everybody, oh, what about so-and-so in New Zealand? What about so-and-so in India now? You've created so many relationships. How do you keep them all, and at the same time maintain that continuity with your family? I know that you have a family day. Sometimes a lot of your kids now are grown and moved on, but some of you have family days too. How do you maintain your family life and your business life?
Well, I stress the family part. I'm like, no, we got to make time. Okay. The weekend is family time. And I have to plan it. Okay. I have to plan it on Wednesday. I'm like, okay, what movie are we going to go watch? Brandon's going to be here. They don't have any plans. Or Diana, now she lives away and she has to drive a lot. She has to drive maybe 5-6 hours to get here. And anyway, but yeah, I have to plan it. Dave has to work. I mean, he chooses to, and he has calls that are not on the calendar. So he's very, very busy. And that's great. The best thing he can do is keep busy. He gets exhausted mentally, but that's what we do, that's what we do. And he's working as hard as he's worked since day one. Okay. I have a way of, I've been telling him, look, we need to do this, and this. So it's good people bring people to the table, that's what your job is, to bring people to Dave so that we can put them in the team. Okay. But your job is to get out there on social media and talk. Maybe not about your testimony, but you could say, wow, I can work from the beach. And I made a 5-figure income last year. And that's all you can say. You don't even have to say the company name. You don't have to say, how much you make. But yes, sorry, back to the question. As far as making time for the family, yes, it's even if we just go to the movies or out to dinner. I prefer dinner than breakfast, because breakfast, we have breakfast and then what to do next, Usually it was breakfast and the movie, but now it's just the movie because we can't get everyone together for breakfast. By the time we get everyone together, it's lunchtime. But it's been good. It's been consistent. For me, my kids are a priority at this time in my life. Even though they're grown up, they're adults. But I do tell them, hey, don't make any plans for whether it's Saturday or Sunday, we're going to do something together. And you all should make that a priority, especially if you have little kids. When you take them, like with our kids when they were younger, they had Little League. There was where Dave takes Oda now to play in the baseball field. That's where we had our Little League, and it was fun. A couple of years I was team mom, so I got to make sure that the kids had their water, and if they didn't bring water, bring them water. Bring enough water to make sure everyone had something to drink. Snacks at the end of the game. I would make my cookies, and still people love my cookies. I've changed my formula on making my cookies a lot. And there's a recipe I do have where I use the ProTF protein bars in the cookies.
Wow.
But it's just, instead of chocolate chips, you add the protein bar chopped up. So that's a good way to also do for your meetings. There's a lot of things that we can do for our home meetings, share our product and in a big punch bowl, and then make your TF cookies. So anyway, there's so much I could talk forever, but we'll let you guys talk now.
Claudia, I have one other question. I know you talked about it in the early days when you were taking care of the family and the kids because they were young, and Dave was off to Puerto Rico every month. Now, Dave just is returning from India, I think today actually, on a whirlwind tour through India and Bangladesh and Singapore. And you stayed at home. Obviously, you're helping us today. You're helping with the team today. But here's my question. I understand, that you and Dave are going to travel together on the next tour through South America. How do you two, as a business couple, when you go off to Brazil or Peru, or I think you're going to Colombia too, what do you talk about? What are we going to do? Where are we going? What is your role? I know Dave is going to be speaking, but you play a huge role too. How do you two manage that as business couple traveling around the world?
J. Michael, I speak too.
I know you do. I know you, because you speak multiple languages also. But
Yes.
My point is, how do you guys coordinate all that? So,
well, no, I just this last one in India, I always told Dave, for me, India is a beautiful country. It's got its, but I chose not to go, and I'm so glad I didn't actually. I'm a very nervous backseat driver, and if you're going fast, which I'm not sure if there's speed limits there, Dave just tells me you would have hated it. You would have had a hard time. The way some people drive in foreign countries, it's very traumatizing for me. Let me just put it that way. But as far as going, it's going to see family. It's just being able to see our corporate office, and our corporate office, even they're our family too. So it's just very, when we go and there's new people, you welcome them into the the space. When people feel the love and the welcome, a lot of them won't go anywhere else. But in Brazil, it's been challenging, because you have a lot of people that may be seasoned networkers, and you just have to look them in the eye and tell them, why is this company different than the ones you've been with before? And maybe they'll stay, maybe they won't. Okay, maybe you can make the difference in that perspective, you know? I really hope that, I mean, gosh, David Lisenby went to the last one we went to, and it was amazing. It was amazing. We're going to Brazil, and we're going to be gone about 3 weeks. And we're putting it hopefully all on the calendar, Dave's calendar. So everyone that has any prospects or wants to, or maybe has someone there that is interested, can attend the meetings. But it is good, you know, even if we have to get up early, we just show up. As far as, you know, getting up at 2 in the morning so that we could be at a meeting in the next city. It is challenging packing one suitcase though, because for 3 weeks I have to pack one suitcase. So I need to take even detergent with me in a little bottle so that I can wash my clothes. And since Brazil is a very hot country, if I wash clothes, it will be dried by the morning. And it is fun to work with Dave. You know I have maybe 10 minutes and then he can have the rest of the time to speak. A lot of these meetings also are not just corporate meetings, but they're meetings from, let's say, Anderson. Anderson has his meetings, his people there. So as far as that goes, you know, we just show up and we tell them our story. We tell them about the company and why we're still with For Life. I mean, I think it's amazing to know that there are people in network marketing companies that have been in this same company for almost 30 years. That tells you a lot about a company, you know, because there's so many out there. And if Dave reaches out to any one of them, they will cut him a deal just to have him. But to stick with For Life because we love the product, the integrity of the owners, and just everything about it, from the affiliates, product, company, and just knowing that we have the most unique product in the world, it speaks volumes. Obviously, the time we've been in this company.
Thank you, Gabby.
You know,
That was beautiful.
Gabby, I'd like to say that I think one of the things about the David Gabby team that has been so helpful to people is that you have such a warm and inviting and, like Mike was saying, a truly authentic love for people that you just make everyone feel so comfortable. As soon as they meet you, you just want to fall into your arms because you're just so sweet and so so giving and of yourself, and you just are so genuine. And the other thing I'd like to share is that speaking in public is something that is really difficult for a lot of people. And so it's something that takes time. And you have become such a good speaker over the years, and you know, it doesn't start out like that, and everybody needs to know that. So,
Yeah.
unless you're just a born speaker, and most of us aren't. They say that most people would rather face death than face getting up in front of a crowd and speaking. Well, so, you know, I used to be a singer, and when I would get up in front of a crowd, somebody said, just don't be scared, just pretend everybody out in the audience is naked. That's a hard thing to do, but I got her point. You just don't. And she said, focus on one person if you're out in a crowd, and just scan the top of the room, that kind of thing. And it really, that really helps to get over the fear of speaking in public.
Thank you for sharing, Judy. You both are an amazing couple, and we love you as well as all the rest of you. But you know, we look forward to seeing you every time. You're like, you know, honestly, you know, we want to just love you. You know, you're just part of. You know, we've been through a lot together. We know each other's ups and downs, and you know, that's what makes a family. It's just,
Yes, that's right.
you know, being part of, being there when you can.
And when, you know, when I first met you, I just felt like I was meeting a family member that I hadn't seen in a long time. It was just wonderful, and I think you're that way with everybody. So that's a real talent at Gabby, and you and David just kind of complement each other.
Thank you, both of you.
Back to you, Claudia.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to close with showing everybody a video from 14 years ago, just to make one point very. Let me just see if I don't forget share sound. Okay. So this video, it's 8 seconds. So here we go. And what I like about it is that I want everybody just understand that the story is always the same. Everything that Gabby said, Dave says it here. But if you hear, it's just like Dave says, it's the same, just do it all the time.
You know, it's not very often in our lives where a chance or an opportunity comes along where we have to make that one decision, yes or no. And we feel tremendously blessed that we made the decision yes and chose to get involved with For Life Research.
Somebody grab that clip in 8 seconds, and I really do love it. It's a whole video. Everybody can Google that one. There's not a lot of Gavi standing alone. There's a lot of Dave. We have now a lot of material from Gavi, but it was the moment that they said yes. This is the I like to bring Gavi. Gavi was a little bit off for a couple of months, but you're going to start seeing her again and again, because she brings a lot to this table. And it's that it's, you know, she is just loyal to the brand, loyal to her people. It's not that Judy and Michael and I are her #1 fans. We probably are. But if anybody knows Gavi, she is the same with everyone, just like Judy says. She is amazing, and you may not have a chance to talk to her often. Hey, you know what? Maybe that's because you didn't pick up the phone, because she's always saying, they didn't call me. I'm always there. They want to call Dave. Let them call Dave. He's busier, but I'm here, and I'm always there for all my people. So you want to call Gavi, text her, send her a WhatsApp message, say, Gavi, I want to hear more about the samples. I want to hear more about this. She'll tell you, she'll share. There are no secrets. Gavi is there to educate and mentor and train us. And so, and for those of you that are in San Diego, or close, like Sonia, Gavi knows every time I've tried to go, you know, I go. I think people that are like, I think Helene and Sonia are here. I would take a weekend and just say, Gavi, I'm heading your way. Let's go have some, you know, tacos, or, you know, what is your favorite food? And I would steal her for the whole weekend if I was closer to her. So that's my invitation for the California people. Like, you guys have not, you know, just digged enough into what Gavi is as a woman and as a friend and as a leader and mentor. So with that, we're 2 minutes to closing. And so I just want to give a last chance for Gavi to say goodbye to us, because I know I'm going to spotlight her again. She always wants to close with one thing, and is honoring Bianca with Foundation for Life. And she said, there's not one meeting that I will not finish praising Bianca, who was a good friend to her. So Gavi, you have this time to close, and then you can pass it to Michael for announcements.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I know your time is valuable. But yes, speaking about Foundation for Life, you know, on your loyalty order, if you scroll down the, the loyalty, the product, once you pick out your loyalty order, if you are on loyalty, which I encourage you for many reasons to be on loyalty. I think it's now 150 points to be on loyalty. So you pick 150 LP from the menu. I'm sure you guys know how to do that, but on the bottom, there is a Foundation for Life contribution. You can donate anywhere from $1 to whatever amount you want to donate with your loyalty order every single month. You can donate up to $10. You can donate up to $100. Whatever you can afford. You can donate $1. Now, we all do that. Every single affiliate around the world donates that. Wow, what an impact we can do to our foundation that Bianca basically, David and Bianca actually, they started. This is your foundation. Every time I go to the grocery store or to shop, let's say at Home Goods or TJ Maxx or Marshalls, they ask me if I want to donate the rest of my money or change or donate $1 or whatever. But did you know that when you donate to those charities at the store, they use that money as their end of year donation in their name. So anyways, they get the tax deduction. Let's say they got $1 million from every single customer they asked if they wanted to donate. They use it on their name behalf. So they get the tax deduction. This is your Foundation for Life is your foundation. So I would rather my money go to our foundation, okay? And yes, it is also a tax deduction on your behalf. And For Life itemizes all that when they give you end of year earnings. So I'm very grateful that through David and Bianca, we as affiliates can make a difference in the lives of people that are hungry around the world through, I think it's Feed the Children Foundation. We have a product called Fortify. You could also purchase that on your loyalty, and it goes straight to For Life. As soon as they have enough pallets, they'll send off that food to the needy people around the world. We also have the events like we think at every convention we pack goodie bags or backpacks, or we assemble bikes. We have activities every month ongoing, even at corporate doing that. And every time they have a diamond retreat or any kind of event, they involve us in that. And it's an amazing project. So I highly encourage your donation with Foundation for Life, to Foundation for Life, on your behalf to your own foundation. Okay, J. Michael, back to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Gabby. Well, everybody, it is the 30th. It's the last day of June. It's the last day of the second quarter. We're halfway through the year. I can't believe it. So hope everybody is going to finish up. Don't give up even today, though. There's still room today to make a difference in somebody, and even there will be people today that reach another rank today before midnight tonight. So don't give up today, but let's kick off the third quarter. July, August, September is sometimes a busy quarter for everybody. A lot of vacation traveling, a lot of people just out and about. It's kind of hard to get people together, but every day we work, we make a difference in building our business. So we've got a busy week this week. Our normal week tomorrow is Health Talk with Dr. Gina in Nairobi, Kenya. And all these are on Dave's calendar, which is uplinepro.com/calendar. You'll see all the weekly events, all the weekly meetings, English meetings, Portuguese meetings, Spanish meetings. I think Claudia and and Gabby are about ready to do a Spanish meeting here in another hour. If you want to jump on that and see her speaking Spanish, feel free to do that. But we've got business opportunity on Wednesday night. It's going to kick off the third quarter of the year. We're going to kick it off running. So any questions, reach out to all of us. We're all here dedicated to the success of everyone in this room and everyone on our team and everyone on the entire team of Dave and Gabby's Upline Pro team. So thank you all for joining us today. Claudia, you have any last, or did I miss any announcements that you'd like to mention? Oh, tomorrow night. I believe it's on liver function tomorrow.
Liver, yes.
That's going to be a great meeting Tuesday night in North America. But who's going to be running? Is Sonia running that one?
Sonia, yes, Sonia is going to be running the liver. Yeah, there she is. Sonia, you can advertise yourself. Let me give her a hold so she can tell us about liver tomorrow. Don't miss it.
Yes, you don't want to miss the liver, guys. Your filter, your major filter, your filter not working and it's clogged. You know how your car gets changed, the oil filter gets changed, right? Every so often. Well, your body's no different. We gotta clean that filter. And we have Detox for Longevity going on. I think it's starting on the 11th. So you want to listen in because we're going to be talking about a lot of ways that you can help yourself. Natural ways through 4Life products, and just stories that will inspire you to do better every single day so you can live a happy, healthy life. So tomorrow, it's 5 p.m. It's 8 p.m., right? I get it all confused. It's 6 p.m. for me. Is that right? Or is it 5 p.m. California time?
5
so wherever
p.m. California.
you live, figure it out. Because I'm like the worst with time.
It's a lot of times.
So,
by the way, guys,
on
Dave, just real quickly on Dave's calendar, if you're not used to Dave's calendar, the times on Dave's calendar is Pacific Coast time, San Diego time. So you'll have to adjust your time if you see it on the calendar. But so I think that I forgot about the detox in July, and that starts on the 11th, doesn't it, Sonia?
Correct. And you know what? Another thing too, before my talk, right? Then we got Dr. Ogina. We don't want to forget him because he's earlier in the day tomorrow morning too.
That's right. I mentioned that. Yeah, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock p.m. in Kenya, Dr. Gino will have a great talk as well. But don't forget, this detox that they're doing starting on the 11th, I believe they have a 7-day, 10-day, and 21-day.
Yeah, and 3 days, 7, 14, and 21.
Great. I did the 21-day back when we did it, I believe, last fall. Amazing results. So I think I'm going to be doing the 7-day this time in July, the 7-day, but it's a great program. So we'll learn more about that too. So if you want to do a complete,
start at any step that you want, right,
exactly.
Michael? Because I know for myself, I started with the 21, but I only did 10, but that's okay. Yeah. You can start with whatever you want, but just do something for your health. Yes. Do something. Yeah. As I gotten older, unfortunately, body parts just don't work the same anymore. Can you believe that?
Thank you, Sonia. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Claudia, any last words? We'll close
no, I just wanted to add that I did for Rita and Krista, but actually everybody. I just posted that samples and follow-up video from Gabby that was in 2022. If you can just please go to that link, make sure that you do subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 before the year ends. So we have 697 subscribers, which is pretty good. But it's interesting that we have more videos than subscribers. We have I think we have like 700 videos on that channel because obviously Spanish takes a lot of them. But we have over 200 English videos, and a lot of them, like I just realized this one only has 14 views. So I think once in a while we just need to go back there and put them on the chat, on our WhatsApp chat, because that is really one of the best things that Gabby teaches us, which is how to do the samples follow-up and how she hands out her products. So Rita, Krista, and everybody, click on that like. Make sure that you watch the whole video. It's great. And Dr. Ogina also posted his flyer, which will be in our WhatsApp group, Pelvic Inflammatory Disease. We learned so much with you, Dr. Ogina. He gets 40, 60, sometimes 100 people. So make sure you get there early so that you're not left out of that room, because that room can fill up pretty quickly with the great, knowledgeable Dr. Ogina. So thank you, everybody. Have a great evening and afternoon. And I'll see you, like Dave says, over the top. Let's unmute and greet each other and send a lot of love. Oh, put a lot of hearts so I can take a picture for WhatsApp. Hearts. I want some hearts for Gabby. Give me hearts. Give me hearts. Give me hearts. No hearts yet, Michael. There we go. More, 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 more. I need a few more. Yeah, Elena, very good. I got them. There we go. I need to train people to do it fast so I can get the whole room. Thank you, Gabby. We love you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Gabby, for the
everyone.
presentation.
Have a great
All right,
week.
thank you, Gabby.
Thank
Okay,
you.
hello.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone. Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, Leslie.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.